still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't stop.
I'm telling you, we have the best fucking theme song.
Agreed.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody in between. Welcome to another edition of Sports Report Fight Night. I am your host, Josie, joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the godfather of the Sports Report, if you will, Mr. William H.G. Morgan.
If you will, baby, if you will. How's everybody out there doing today? How's everybody out there tonight? Let's do this thing. Yes, sir.
All right, so I got a couple of things I want to discuss before. Hello, Nina. How are you?
What's that, Nina? Appreciate you.
Got a couple of things I want to talk about before we dive into PWI 500 because I know we're going to spend a minute on that. Will Morgan has got some. He's got some. If I do take a line from Peter Griffin, some things that really grind his gears.
Oh yeah.
With the PWI Top 500. So we'll be talking about that. First things first, I want to talk about, we talked about a little bit of this last night. Erica Nardine resigns from WWE. She's the CEO of Barstool Sports. She's been on the WWE Board of Directors since October of 2020. There is no news at the moment as to why. WWE has not made any comments as to why. She's not made any comments as to why.
Can we say Vince McMahon?
That's the only thing I can think of.
Me too. That's the only thing I can think of that would
keep a
statement from coming.
She also sits on the privately held board of Torchy's Tacos.
Yeah.
Love me some Torchy's.
Never had it, but I heard it was good.
It used to be better. Going corporate has killed them. But in March, she did join the board of directors for Premier League Lacrosse. So maybe that's why.
Could have been.
Maybe too much on her plate.
Yeah, stretching her stuff too thin. I get it.
But, I mean, anymore, when things like this happen, for the next year at least, it's going to be, well, it said Nardine said the August decision by Penn National Gaming to acquire all of Barstool led her to their decision. Saying acquisition is now official and need to focus on building the next phase of the combined businesses.
Okay.
So she wants to focus on Barstool.
Okay.
I still think
it's Vince McMahon.
I mean, truly will, for the next year, not counting wrestlers, but if they have changeover in the board of directors, in the behind the scenes, whatever,
right?
There's always going to be a thought of,
it's McMahon.
Did McMahon have something to do with it?
Yeah.
Now that he's not there, but what do you think this means for WWE? Because Barstool's been very good for them.
Yeah, but it puts a lot of pressure on them. Because as you said, Barstool was very good, very, very good to them. So it puts a lot of pressure on them to come up with a way to make up for that lack of resource. So
Barstool, people don't realize how big that company actually is.
Yeah, and it's going to be kind of a struggle for WWE to come up with someone to support them like Barstool did.
Mm-hmm. Barstool's the whole reason they have McAfee.
Yep. I concur. I agree. I love Pat McAfee too.
Oh my God.
Pat is great.
I watched SmackDown last week. It was the first one without him because he's off for NFL season.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not the fucking same.
No.
It's just not the same.
Nah.
To me, the best, and people are going to argue with me on this, but to me right now, the best commentators in wrestling, the absolute best, Pat McAfee, Excalibur, Taz, and then Tom Phillips and I can't think of his name.
I got it in a little bit different order with your 1-2, but yeah, I get you.
I wouldn't necessarily say that's the order I'd put them in,
Mm-hmm.
but those right there, Impact's team, AEW's team. I mean, JR and Tony are always going to be. They're always going to be good. Even right now, with JR being a shell of what he used to be, he's still one of the best broadcasters on TV.
I give you that.
Just for the sheer fact he knows more about broadcasting wrestling than a lot of these people will. He's forgotten more about broadcasting wrestling than a lot of these people will ever know.
He's been in the business forever. He's been a talking
30
head
plus
forever.
years.
Yep, been a talking head forever. Dedication, man. Dedication.
I know we've talked about it several times that he doesn't need to be on the table anymore, and there are times where I'm like, he needs to come off the table.
Yeah,
but I do understand what he brings to the table.
Yeah, he brings a lot. I would just use him more for your big events.
I liked what they were doing a few weeks ago, where he was only coming out towards the end of the show,
right,
to be the voice of the big matches, which
the voice of the main event, which is cool. That's cool.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But man, every time he's on the desk, there seems to be like just a confusion that crowds the desk, because he'll get a name wrong, and then Shivani will get a name wrong, and then Excalibur will call Taz, and JR will answer, and it's just, there doesn't seem to be a good flow on the desk when JR is there.
Right. And a lot of people just go with the flow because it's JR, but at some point, he has to see that. Now, if you're gonna use him for special events, to where it's just him and one other person, I think he'll strive.
I'll have to say this, and I didn't think I'd ever say this. I like Michael Cole without Vince in his ear. I am enjoying Michael Cole again,
because he's not shackled. He's not
shackled. He's not having to plug a catchphrase 15 times while that. I'm actually okay with Sasha Banks coming back, because I'm not going to have to hear "It's boss time"
or
20,000 times.
Or you don't have to worry about buzzwords not being said.
Yeah.
Now you pretty much have everything wide open on that.
Cole, I think every episode since Vince left has said the word wrestler, has said pro wrestling a couple of times.
Yep. You don't have to worry about those buzzwords anymore.
As wrestlers and not superstars.
That's right. You don't have to worry about
Cole. There was a comment that Cole made about feeling less shackled. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to worry about some old man in your ear going on. You don't have to worry about that anymore, which is a good thing.
But all right, so that was the first thing. Next thing I wanted to talk about was more of the AEW drama.
And there's plenty of it.
God damn. The investigation is still going on between the Young Bucks and Mega and Punk and Steel.
Fuck the Young Bucks.
There's still no word on what's going to happen. There was some video of Omega.
I just think if those guys would have shut the hell up, we wouldn't have been here. We wouldn't be at the stage.
But also, if Tony had stepped in when it started,
right,
gotten these 4 or 5 guys to sit down and squash it,
right,
we wouldn't have been here.
Right.
And that's the big thing is I'm constantly, usually always in TK's corner. Have been since the beginning. But with this, he handled it wrong.
Yep.
He should have never let this drag out. He should have nipped this in the bud.
And I got to commend you for seeing that, because a lot of times when you put your heart over your head, you don't see a lot of things. But You've been objective about
Even
Tony
to the
Khan, and I
point
appreciate that.
when even to the point during the All Out scrum
Mhm.
when CM Punk was saying this, Khan should have stepped in and stopped him.
Yep.
He sits next to these guys for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
He should have stepped in and said, "Oh no, we're not taking any more questions. Punk's got to go."
And like I said, I appreciate you for being objective about Tony Khan because you've been his biggest supporter.
I am, and I do still think he is a smart man and knows the business, and I like the fact that he's a fan, not just money.
Right.
And we're gonna talk about the card for Grand Slam this week. It's a fucking banger of a card. Like,
well, it has to be. It has to be.
Exactly.
It has to be.
I posted it into one of our sister pages, Elite Wrestling, this past week because you're right. It had to be a banger card because AEW did 1.4 million last week. They've done 1 million every episode of Dynamite since the Punk drama. So they obviously are still moving in the right direction of the show. And I said this a couple of weeks ago. This is exactly what they needed to do. They needed to stay strong on the wrestling side and push forward and let this play out the way it's going to play out, but still put on great shows. And they have. Last week's Dynamite was a great show. I am super pumped. We're going to get Mox versus Danielson too for the title. I'm excited for that match. I'm pretty sure I know how it's going to go, but
what do you think about that report that came out about Bryan Danielson saying that once he's done, he's done. He's not going back to WWE.
No, I fully believe that. I fully believe that.
Me too.
He didn't need to say that for me to think that. I figured this was his last contract.
Right.
He may go back to get inducted, sign a legend deal. But I fully expected this would be his last.
Let me ask you this.
I imagine with the rumors, he probably signed a 5-year deal at least.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because I've had this conversation with wrestling fans before. Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, whatever you want to call him. Who's the better wrestler, him or AJ?
Oh, fuck you.
I say AJ. And when I say AJ, I get a lot of clap back. But if you look at career versus career,
I'd say AJ too.
Yeah.
It's not if you're looking at wrestler, just not career. If you're looking at skill versus skill, D-Bry is the better wrestler. But it is the way that that AJ has been able to stay relevant.
Mm-hmm.
He was nothing in Impact, built up to be their top guy.
Yep.
Then left Impact, went over and became a top guy in New Japan with Bullet Club. And he is the only guy that I can think of that has come over to WWE, didn't do any time in NXT, and is consistently over, has been since his surprise debut in the Rumble. There has not been a time where he may not have been the number one guy, but he's still over and killing it. Every match he has, every feud he has, not just that, but taking guys like Omos and training them. And I mean, Omos still isn't very good, but he did what he could with the guy.
Right.
And just AJ is at HBK level. Like AJ is one of those guys you could be talking about a Rushmore, like wrestling.
Yeah. Mount Rushmore or almost Mount Rushmore level.
At least almost. Like,
at least almost.
If he is not on it, he's
there.
On the mountain behind it.
Right. Right. Now, my thing with Daniel Bryan,
Just call him.
He might be a better wrestler. I don't think he's a better athlete.
I agree. There's not many. God, it would be really hard to list who is an actual better athlete than AJ Styles. Jeff Hardy in his prime.
Yeah.
Oh man, after that it gets really tough. Edge in his prime.
Yeah.
After that,
that's kind of tough.
Oh,
that's kind of tough to bring everything within his era. Not talking, not talking back in the day.
No.
The
guys I mentioned, I would still consider in his era.
In his era, right.
Here's a comparison for you. Here's a question for you.
Mm.
Shawn Michaels in his prime versus AJ Styles in his prime.
Oh.
Who wins that match? Ooh. Because we're talking about athletic ability.
Right.
Shawn was AJ in the early 90s and 80s. Like he was that guy.
He was. He was once Vince decided that he was. Once he broke him up from Marty.
If you look at both of their careers, they have mirrored each other so much.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I don't know if tough. It's a tough one, right? Like that's a really, really tough one. And then you break it down like who's in. Okay, so DX in Shawn's corner. Do you put Fortune in AJ's corner?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck,
that's
man.
Tough, man. That's
I
tough.
don't know if I could pick a straight winner. That's one of those matches that I think would have to come down to a rubber match. You'd have to do a
best of three,
best of three, or a best of 5 series.
Yep.
Like it.
You do it like Booker and Chris,
or Sheamus and Cesaro a few years back. Like because honestly, let's say it's a best of 5 series. Shawn takes 1, AJ takes 2. I would say AJ then takes 3, but then Shawn takes 4. And then after that,
5 is a toss-up.
5 is a toss-up. It's who's got left in the tank after that.
Right.
But I could see it going either way. I really could. It would I don't know if I could pick a final winner because
that would be amazing. Damn, that'd be tough.
Oh my God. That's one of those matches I wish we could have seen.
Really tough, man.
So, did you watch Raw this week?
Some of it.
Did you see the?
I got to see some of the Bray Wyatt teasers.
Yeah, that's what I was bringing up. So, if you caught Raw this week, there was some little things. Right, the White Rabbit kept popping up, and then during Theory's promo, there was a little QR code in the corner, and if you scan the QR code, it took you to a video, Hangman, and it asks who killed the world, and the answer is you did. And then, but if you look at the bottom, the words spell out demon, and
Bray's on his way back.
According to that, 9/23, that's Friday, so SmackDown Friday.
Bray's on his way back.
Right, Bray's coming back.
And when Bray's music hits,
oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Everybody's gonna mark out.
I'm gonna figure out if I am off, I'm gonna watch SmackDown this Friday. Just to see Bray come back because
and I know you can't bring back everybody that Vince let go, and I get that, but he's bringing in key people that can bring in the dollars. Triple H is bringing in those people that can bring the dollars.
I don't know who was in charge of letting some of these go. I honestly believe some of it was Nick Khan.
Think so?
think a lot of the let goes were necessarily Vince. I think it was
Mm.
Nick trying to find money
Right.
and letting go big contracts. I mean, you sign Braun to a 7-figure contract and then release them the next year.
Yeah.
That to me doesn't make sense.
But no one, but at the same point, no one saw the pandemic coming either. When
That's
these
true.
contracts were
That's true.
signed.
But Braun didn't
So
get released until last year.
right.
No, not everyone's coming back,
Not
but
everybody's coming back.
Braun and Bray should have never been released.
Should have never been released in the first place.
Should have
Maybe
never
you
been released.
maybe you restruct his deal. But he should never been released.
Never.
Mm-mm.
So I see Braun. Do you think he's bringing back Redbeard?
Yep.
Do you think he's going to do a Wyatt family type thing again?
Mm-hmm.
That makes me
over.
sad because I was hoping Eric Redbeard was going to get more of a run in AEW.
He was over with the Wyatt family was over, guys.
Oh, it was super over.
Super over. Super over. I can see him bringing that back.
So we'll have to see what happens Friday, but I'm almost positive Bray will return on Friday.
I still never got my match. I still never got to see Bray versus Willow.
I would love. Oh God. Well, you brought it up, so I got to mention him. There is rumor that Jeff is out of rehab.
Really?
And could be returning to wrestling very, very soon.
That'd be good.
Matt has been making some cryptic tweets and shit, making it sound like they could be. He's wanting him and Jeff to team up with Wardlow. Which
Wardlow don't need that though. He's over on his own.
I would love to see the three of them together for a match or two, but they don't need to be a
permanent team. No. Maybe a once or twice type of deal, but they don't need to be a permanent team. What are you gonna do? I'm going for the trios title? Get out of here with that.
So the other big news coming out of WWE, well, a couple of things. Solo relinquished the North Atlantic Championship tonight, the North American Championship. He was forced to vacate it. I think that's because he's moving up to the main roster.
Mm-hmm. Which I think is a mistake, but that's just me.
Marie Kanellis will be a free agent next month. She's had talks with WWE and AEW. I would love to see her come to AEW. She'd be great for the women's division in AEW.
She's still beautiful, and
she's doing. I mean, this promotion she's got going, this women's promotion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see her joining WWE because of that. So
yeah.
Willie Mack will be appearing at MLW Fightland. Love me some Willie Mack.
Because that'd be a conflict of interest for her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
CYN is probably dead after Braun and Chiron Cross re-signing with WWE.
Yeah.
I never really understood CYN and what EC3 was trying to do with that. I realized he was trying to make a wrestling fight club, but he just never had the backing to really make it.
Plus, I've never been a fan of Karrion Kross anyway. I mean,
I know you're not a fan.
Yeah, outside of Scarlett Bordeaux, no, man.
But also, we have not seen Karrion since he returned.
That is true. I haven't seen him on TV. So that's true. Maybe he's doing some dark matches or something. I don't know.
Tony Khan has hinted that he may have something up his sleeve for the show. It sounds like fans may be getting a surprise. Usually when Tony says that, it's somebody. I don't know who's left for him to debut. But
I don't know. I don't know either. Unless you bring somebody up from the Indies, like you bring, and this will never happen. But Nick Aldis,
oh well,
someone or someone of that
I
ilk.
heard Nick's contract with NWA is coming to an end. I
Mhm.
have heard it's coming to an end, and that there may not be the best of terms.
Yeah, I can see it. I can
Uh,
definitely, or, and I doubt if this happens, or return to Impact. I doubt if that
that
happens
would
though.
be, he did come. He did come back for Slammiversary.
He did.
He was part of the Impact team for Slammiversary.
So that'd be awesome to see him come back on a full time basis in Impact.
All right, so while we're on this, the card for Grand Slam. It's a sick fucking card.
Like it's gotta be.
It really does. And I mean, but it is like, here, listen to what we've just had announced so far. So you got Moxley versus Danielson for the finals in the AEW championship. Who's your pick in that one?
Mox is hot.
Well, and
Despite
my
the
thing
loss,
is
he's
they pretty
hot.
much already given it away because he's already started feuding with MJF.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be Mox.
I think it's gonna be Mox.
I want to see Bryan Danielson win gold in AEW, but I don't think it's yet.
I don't think it's right now.
Claudio Castagnoli versus Jericho for the ROH championship.
One of the few belts Jericho has never held.
Never had.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I don't think Claudio's gonna drop it,
I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Interesting.
I wouldn't mind seeing it. I would not mind seeing Chris Jericho get that title. Because like I said, he never held it.
Just for our boy, I have to say this. Aaron Judge just hit home run number 60.
Dang. Shout out to my man Dan.
So
shout out to my man Dan. His favorite Yankee is getting it done.
You got Swerve in Your Glory versus the Acclaim 2. If the Acclaim don't win this match, I fucking riot.
I'm about to ask you that. Do you riot if they don't win?
I riot
because you like Swerve?
I think Swerve is an amazing heel. I think he just oozes heel. Like even trying to be a face, he seems slimy.
Right.
He just oozes heel to me. I think it is time for Swerve versus Keith Lee. Personally.
Ooh. I'd love to see that.
I would love to see that. And I'm sorry, I watched the match it all out. The Acclaim were so over in that entire freaking match. And I wanted them to win so bad. So I don't see why you have a 2 if the Acclaimed best homegrown talent, most wins in AEW, biggest t-shirt sales.
And we talked about this when AEW was first brought up or first created. They need homegrown talent, and this is the perfect time to put the belts on homegrown talent.
Exactly. So, I'm hoping the Acclaimed win this, and we get to see a huge finger me, daddy ass. We got Pac versus Orange Cassidy for the All Atlantic title.
I'm gonna go with Orange Cassidy.
I think so too. Cassidy, people don't realize this. Cassidy has not held a title in AEW yet. He has not held a single title.
And you can, and what Pac, I like Pac, but his title reign has been.
Oh, the All Atlantic is different. It's not.
I know it's a little different, but
it's not the title that you're going to see on TV all the time. He's been defending it, and he's had some great matches in defending it.
I know, but This something that's not just not something that's really
Well, and
good.
now Pac is also he's trios champion with Death Triangle,
So
so
he can
he
afford
doesn't
it.
necessarily need the All Atlantic title.
Nope. He can afford to lose that title.
And so I think Cassidy wins this match. I think it's time for Cassidy to have some gold in AEW.
I agree.
The last match that they have announced so far is for the interim AEW Interim World Championship. Tony Storm versus Serena Deeb versus Athena versus Dr. Britt Baker. This is gonna be a fucking awesome match.
It's gonna be awesome match.
It's gonna be such a good match.
Awesome match. That's
Literally
awesome match.
four of the best women in wrestling today, all in the same ring.
Yep.
And then for Rampage, Will, we're getting it. Kingston versus Guevara. I'm so pumped for that match. If you're a wrestling fan, we all know it's fake, yes. But you know what makes some of the best wrestling matches is when there's real life drama tied up in that wrestling match. And there is so much hatred between Guevara and Kingston. And Guevara's kind of like, I don't think he is, but he's kind of been putting some like things out there that he might be leaving AEW. I still don't think that's happening, but I'm excited for this match.
Oh yeah.
You're also going to get a Rampage Sting, which Rampage, I believe Rampage this week will be a 2-hour show.
Okay.
Sting and Darby Allin versus the House of Black and Buddy Matthews and Brody King. Which we have to talk about. They're going to have to change that because the Black is no longer a part of AEW.
He's no longer a part of the group.
It truly is. He did get a release. He did get granted his release. He's having some serious mental health issues, and needs to focus on himself.
I agree. We talk about it all the time. Mental health is something that's very, very important.
Very
you need to
important.
get those issues taken, and you need to get those issues taken care of.
We're gonna get Powerhouse Hobbs versus Ricky Starks too.
I ain't feeling Powerhouse Hobbs. It's like
I know
he's strong. He's strong as all get out, but he's
bland.
He's flat.
To me, he's a big Jonathan Gresham.
Yeah, exactly. A bigger dude.
But
he's just
the
flat.
same exact issue. It's just there's nothing compelling about him.
His mic work is terrible. He's only so in the ring.
So he squashed Ricky in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Does Ricky win this match? I don't know how, but does Ricky win this match?
If you want a good feel-good story, you will put Ricky over.
I think you gotta have Ricky win this match to lead to a third.
Yep.
Again, I don't know how Ricky Starks beats Powerhouse Hobbs, but if you've watched this show, you know I'm a Ricky fan.
Yeah,
and I would love for that. I would love for that.
Yeah, you are a Ricky fan. That is true.
You got also on Rampage, you got the Golden Ticket Battle Royale. Lance Archer versus Jay Lethal versus Penta versus Hangman Adam Page. And the winner of that match. And I don't think that's everybody. I think there's more involved in that match. That's just what they're showing. The winner of that match will get a world championship shot at a later date.
I hate that.
What?
We're gonna give you a shot at a later date. Okay. That'd be 2 years from now. I'm just playing. I know it'll be sooner than that.
I mean, it won't be.
I just hate when they say that.
Once Mox gets the title, they're gonna set up Mox versus MJF.
They're gonna have to
quickly.
And that's a good point too.
Within 2 weeks, we're getting that match.
And that's a good point too.
And then after that, you need to have someone ready for MJF to feud with.
Yeah. Hangman doesn't need it.
Hangman, no. I don't know who wins this match, honestly.
I think Hangman, in terms of a world title, he ain't seeing that thing no more.
I don't know. Maybe down the road.
I really feel he won't see it for a minute.
Yeah. Then you got your girl, Jade Cargill versus Diamante. Honestly, probably will be a banger match. Great match. Diamante is extremely talented.
Yep.
And as much as I am ready for Jade to drop this goddamn belt, it's not going to happen this Friday.
No, but Jade does need to lose it. She does need to lose it.
I think this will be 40. I think this will be 38.
She does need to lose it.
I think this will be 38. So 2 more.
Yeah.
Then you got Phoenix versus Jungle Boy. That's going to be a freaking awesome match.
Jungle Boy.
Then I'm excited for this match. I'm excited for this match for the sure gimmick. And the fact that you talk about Jungle Boy being your guy.
That's my guy.
Daddy Magic Matt Menard. I love him. I don't know why. I think
I'm trying to figure that one out too. Josie.
It's his
Josie.
old school vibe.
I'm trying to figure that out too. Why?
It's Daddy Magic's old school vibe. He reminds me a lot of Macho Man almost. The way he talks and the way his persona is. I love it. It's very old school to me. You don't see that a lot anymore. And so I'm loving me some Daddy Magic. So you got Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Angelo Parker versus Action Bronson and Hook. And I don't know if anybody saw the confrontation between these two, but Action Bronson did a DDT to Cool Hand, and it looked pretty damn good. It looked pretty clean. So, like I said, Dynamite, AEW, the Grand Slam for Dynamite and Rampage, it's a fire card.
Got to be good. And it had to be good because the whole thing with this drama pushed this card to be a good card.
Well, and considering this is probably nothing how you can, I'm knowing how Tony works and how he plans things months in advance.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably nowhere near the card he thought he was going to have.
Right.
And then also in this, we don't have any trios title defenses, so that could change.
Yeah.
So, all right. Is there anything else we need to discuss as far as this past week or coming up before we jump into the PWI?
Not that I can think of. Just shout out to Camille for looking all beautiful and gorgeous. Defending that NWA Women's Championship.
NWA killing it right now, man.
They are. And did you see that 6 months ago?
Yeah. No.
Oh my gosh, it's just been doing their thing, man.
Honestly, you can say what you want, but Billy Corgan has a mind for wrestling.
He also got a plan, and he's got he's
well,
using that.
You gotta remember
using that mind with that plan.
You all gotta remember, a band is not just a band; they're a business, and he's been running Smashing Pumpkins for 30 years.
Yep,
30 years.
Yep,
and so it wasn't a huge deal from him going to international band to running a wrestling company.
Mm-hmm. The NWA is killing it right now.
They are. All right. So 2022 PWI 500 dropped this week. The evaluation period for this list was July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2022. The activity requirements, minimum of 10 matches total or 6 matches in separate months.
Mm-hmm.
Ranking criteria, in-ring achievement, win-loss record, championships, tournaments won, influence, visibility, and prestige within a promotion or the industry, technical ability, quality of moves, matches, and ring psychology, and competition.
Okay.
Success against the most varied and highest quality opponents available.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to just run through the top 10 real quick.
Okay.
So number 1 is Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is Kazuchika Okada.
Okay.
The man who is top 10 every fucking year.
Every year.
Every goddamn year.
Every year.
Number 3 is CM Punk. 4 is Paige. 5 is Lashley. 6 is Rhodes. 7 is Danielson. 8 is El Hijo Del. 9 is Big E. And 10 is Jonathan Gresham.
Got a problem with that too.
I have a problem with 5 and 10.
I got a problem with 5 because I just don't see, based off that criteria that you gave, outside of winning the title twice, I just don't see why he's ranked that high. I don't see it. And I'm not trying to sit here and hate on Bobby. I just don't see why he's that high in the rankings. Because if you go back and look at those reigns, you can hear a pin drop in those reigns. They weren't that great. I don't understand how he got, like I say, maybe if you look at it, that criteria, title wins make a difference. But if you do shit with those reigns, what's the point?
Some of our comments make sense. MJF should carry it until January.
I agree.
Hangman doesn't need it. Agreed.
Agreed there too.
Sesame boys. It's make or breaker time for Tony. I agree 100%. And right now, I think he is making the right decisions.
The company's going to be the company.
Necessarily agree with this yet. Now, I have heard that there was some buddy between him and the Bucks, and that might have been some of the issues of why Cody left. But I also think the Bucks might have killed that with what happened.
This is the time right now. Tony's decisions right now will be what make or break this company.
Agreed. I agree.
But
all right.
To get back on Lashley, I just don't see it. Somebody help me. Because I don't see where he deserves to be number 5. I just don't see it. I mean, his U.S. title stuff don't even matter because it falls out the evaluation period. So I just don't see the accomplishment. Okay. But like I said, what he did with those 2 title reigns were meh.
So top 20. McIntyre is 20, Omega 19, Cole 18, Rollins 17, MJF 16, Hiroshi Tanahashi 15, Josh Alexander 14, Matt Cardona 13, John Moxley at 12, and Shingo Takagi at 11. Just from the top 20. Just from the top 20, with the year that Cardona had, he should be in number 5.
Yeah.
And I realize they're looking at it as, yes, he was all over, but none of the promotions were as illustrious as WWE. But I'm sorry, the man at one point had 10 titles this year.
Yep.
He was the top guy for 4 different promotions at one time. He did GCW, NWA, Impact. He was killing it, and MLW, just killing it. And Matt,
I'm not trying to hate on Bobby. I'm not trying to hate on Bobby. I think he's great for what he is.
And what
But
the fuck has Jonathan Gresham done in the last year to even be on this goddamn list?
you need to switch. Either you need to switch Moxley or you need to switch Josh Alexander to that 10 spot. Because I don't get what Gresham has done either.
He hadn't done anything. Ring of Honor
No.
hasn't existed up until April of this year. They were dead most of the year. He's getting it because he held the title the whole time the company didn't exist.
Facts.
And then the moment that Tony bought it, like
he took it off of him.
he took it off of him. And
he shouldn't
I
be
am
at
not
number
a Gresham
10.
fan. That's been discussed on this show multiple times.
Yes.
I do agree he's talented. He's just there's nothing to him. He's
how can I say this without being disrespectful? He's an unentertaining guy. He's an unentertaining short guy. He doesn't do anything on the mic. He doesn't do anything to make you go out there and say, wow. No, he doesn't do anything like that. He's just plain Jane. Just plain Jane. I'm not body shaming anybody because Lord have mercy, I'm the last person to do that. But when was the last time you seen that someone of his size be given that type of push?
Agreed.
Outside of D-Bry. And D-Bry is probably bigger, if not taller.
Agreed.
You know, I just don't see it with those two guys. You need to take him out that top 10. He don't deserve that 10 spot.
I was excited. Transgender wrestler that I follow. We tried to get them on this show before. It just never worked out. But they made number 488 their first time being ranked. I was looking to see.
I see you talking about. Okay.
Aiden.
Yeah.
I love him. I might mess this up because she just went from non-gendered to transitioning, and I might screw that up. But he is amazing. His really, really, as you understand, Will, with this whole mermaid thing, representation matters. It does. It matters to see yourself or see someone like you out there.
Of course.
I tell you, for the past 2 weeks, watching these videos of these little black boys and girls watching the trailer for Little Mermaid and seeing that and seeing their reaction, it's brought me to tears every single time. Because, like I said, representation matters. And for people who don't have that a lot, I think honestly true, white people will never understand that until they're like someone like me, because we're represented everywhere.
I just think, and this is what I've always said about representation, don't do it just to do it. You have to do it with purpose. I've talked about it on Geek Gauntlet with Dreamer. She's a transgender actress. Don't do it just to do it. Give the character meaning. Give the character a good script. And if she kills it, she kills it. This is great. But don't just do it to do it. Do it with purpose and make sure that this person is somebody who can hold your company, hold your company up very well. And I've never seen Aiden wrestle, but one time, so you've probably seen more than me.
I've watched a few matches.
But if Aiden can get down and do the things,
go for it. Recently had was at an AEW Dark taping. Didn't get to be on any of the tapings, but was invited out, and so
Aiden get a chance. If you keep working hard and keep striving, you get a chance. But like I said, just don't do it to do it. Give it a purpose. Give it meaning. If you give it purpose, you give it meaning, it's going to go over way better. You just throwing somebody in there to get mollywopped and then they're right back out. Purpose, meaning, and I think you're good to go.
I'm going through the list trying to see if anybody big is.
I didn't
Doc
know Ultimo.
Gallows,
I
Doc
didn't
Gallows,
know.
338.
I didn't know Ultimo Dragon was still wrestling.
Yeah, on occasion.
Oh
Kenny
my
King,
gosh.
326. Carl Anderson, 319. Tonga Low, 312. Oh, there he is. Friend of the show, Alex Zane, 300.
332. Titus O'Neil. Titus Alexander. I'm sorry, Titus Alexander. Okay, go on, Titus.
Butch is 288. Ridge Holland, 291. I was
Look at
trying
Jack.
Dolph.
Look at
Dolph
Jack
is
Hager. Look at Jack
285.
Hager. Look at Jack Hager 301. Go on, Jack.
What the fuck has he done to even be there? Like
Nothing.
Joey Danella, 260. Willie Mack, 257. Brian Cage, 250. Ortiz, 249.
Dolph Ziggler 285.
Eric Young, 234. Anthony Gogo, 233. Anthony
Dominic.
Gogo is going to be, or actually right now,
Mm.
fighting another friend of the show, Luke Curtis. They have a match right now.
Am I reading this right? Dominic Mysterio 292.
I mean, just for the sheer fact that he's had a lot of TV time.
Yeah,
Here.
I guess.
Max the Impaler, 229.
Wow. Yep, I see it.
Buddy Matthews, 216.
Finley,
Alex Malone, 211.
Finley 225. David Finley. ACH 219.
Who's retiring again. Nick and Mac Jackson, 184, 183.
Brody King, 190.
Sting, 173. W. Morrissey, 172.
Roderick Strong, 153.
Again, he hadn't done shit this year.
He done nothing.
Lance Archer, 157.
Miz, 150.
Roosh, 146. Oh, did you see Sheamus's comments about him being ranked 126? Oh my God, he went off. And I watched a TikTok about how Sheamus hasn't done shit. I'm sorry, he hasn't. He's not that impressive. Now, I'm not taking into account the match he just had with Gunther because that doesn't count.
No.
If we're gonna start getting that back, then I will start being a fan of Sheamus again. If we're gonna start getting just the bruiser Sheamus again, all for it. But the Sheamus we've been seeing in the last few years, no.
You
Hook
cool
124?
With, you cool with
motherfuckers?
Are you cool with Wardlow at 67?
Yes, I am, because 2021 to 2022 was his breakout year.
Right.
Next year, he's top 20.
He should be higher. He should be higher.
But send Hook at 124, motherfuckers. Love that. Love me some
Pack at 56. Ricochet at 53. Your boy Ricky Starks at 53.
He's where? 52?
53.
53.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Owens, 36.
Chris Bay, 133.
Will Ospreay at 27.
Penta at 93.
Penta should be a little bit higher.
Oh, Jordan Grace at 97.
I see that.
We mentioned Max the Impaler, so she's fighting Jordan Grace this week on Impact.
Oh, Impact, yeah.
Yep. That's going to be a great match.
Lance Archer.
I got to tell you, though, I'm not a huge Jordan Grace fan. Don't get me wrong.
I love Jordan.
In the ring, she is amazing. She doesn't have a lot of character. Like, when she talks, I'm not interested.
Mm.
Titan, a.k.a. Braun Strowman, 88. Swerve 82,
Riddle 89,
Cage 81, Keith Lee 80,
Riddle 89, Jungle
Ultimo
Boy,
Guerrero. What the fuck?
Jungle Boy, number 90, my dude, Jungle Boy.
Ciampa 64.
AJ Styles 74.
All this is 60.
The 10 pounds of gold.
Um,
Your world champion speaking.
Ace Austin 33.
I miss Magnus.
Guevara
I hated Magnus over in Impact when he was doing the Magnus gimmick. I hated it, but now I sort of kind of miss it. Your world champion speaking. Bring Magnus back.
So yeah, honestly, my biggest argument with this list is Bobby Lashley and Jonathan Gresham do not belong in the top 10.
They don't. They don't.
I would give them both top 20. Switch them out. Put Cardona at 5 and MJF at 10.
Top 20, I get you. Top 20, I get you because they did win world championships.
That would put Lashley at 13, and that would put Gresham at 16.
Yep.
I agree with that more.
I just don't see Bobby Lashley being But if you want to go top 15, I got you.
Ron Breaker, 26.
Then that's a lot. Okay, I can get that.
Do you like Mike Bailey? Speedball Mike Bailey? He's bland to me. He's super bland.
He's just there.
He's just there. Like right now, he's the X Division champion. And don't get me wrong, he's defending the title every week and having good matches. But it's just there's nothing about him that like intrigues me.
Nope.
Bandito 31. Who is AC Mack?
Now, that's a dude I've never heard of.
Yeah, I don't recognize that name. Or Alexander 24.
Zack Sabre Jr. 29.
Wait, is Alexander, is that Big Swole's husband?
That might. Hold on.
What is his full name?
AC Mack. Let's see. Amen. Rob Mackey.
I don't know. I recognize that at all.
I don't recognize him at all. He began to train with AR Fox. I remember AR Fox back in 2016. Worked for independent promotions here in the South. As a part of Action Wrestling, he became the Action Champion, a title he held for a record of 798 days. He worked in squash match for the WWE Developed Military Territory, WWE NXT, losing against Dominik Djokovic. He defeated Alex Shelley to win the Independent Wrestling World Championship on January 21st of 2022. With his title win, he became the first male openly gay world champion. As a Triple H fan, Mac uses a cross-arm pedigree as a finisher called the Mac 10. Okay. Action Championship one time, Anarchy Television Champion one time, Independent Wrestling TV Champ one time, Intense Wrestling Entertainment Mayhem Champion one time, Peach State Wrestling Alliance PWA No Limits Champion 3 times. He was ranked number 25 of the top 500 single wrestler in PWI 500 in 2022. Scenic City Invitational tournament. He was in that. He was the Southern Honor Wrestling Champion one time and the Southern Underground Pro Bone Storm Champion one time.
Overall, I'd say the list is pretty good this year.
Just make a few changes.
Just a couple of changes. Honestly, I think Osprey should be higher than 27.
27, yeah. I
Uh,
agree.
he had a phenomenal year, but also Jay White at 23 is bullshit.
He needs to be lower.
Yeah.
But a decent list overall. I just feel they gave Bobby Lashley, they gave him the WWE treatment. That's what I really feel.
I would agree with that.
That's how I really feel. You just get that man the WWE treatment. I mean, go back and look at it. You brought it up. A perfect example. Matt Cardona did a whole lot more during that evaluation period than Bobby Lashley.
I know this is not the right show, but God, did you see what Haystack just put in the chat? That
Yeah.
Kyrie.
Yeah.
I swear to God, Kyrie, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
He's putting his foot in his mouth yet once again.
All right, guys. I think that's gonna do it for another episode of Fight Night. We will definitely be back next week to talk about all the fallout from Grand Slam and probably the fallout from SmackDown.
Yes.
So
Most definitely.
make sure you tune in next Tuesday. And make sure you're tuning into everything on the Sports Report. Monday nights, we got the flagship show, Sports Report, where we talk all things sports, basketball, baseball, football, wrestling, all sports. Then Tuesday nights, you got us. Then Thursdays, you got the After Dark boys with the human side of sports. And then on Sundays, you got winter meetings with Seven and Craig talking all things baseball. My Astros clinched.
Yep.
It
did.
So, all right, guys, y'all have a great night and a wonderful rest of your week, and we will see y'all next week.
Peace.
Y'all have a great one.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope.